out of here. I'm going to pick up an order, and it's going to Florida. But in the notes it says must bring a brand new trailer. Like that's gonna happen. I'm happy with just any trailer, and they're saying they want like a brand new trailer. It's one of those finicky customers because it's like fancy paper. So I'm gonna go over there and plead with them, because I really am not kidding. There isn't a trailer. There are no other trailers around here. So this is going to be interesting. Plus, it's one where I load in the friggin' middle of the night. So I'm gonna beg and plead with them if I can leave the trailer.
In 700 feet, make a right turn.
This non-new trailer, and then maybe bobtail somewhere and lurk around. But I don't think they're gonna let me do that, but I'll try it. This is one of those insane load in the middle of the night ones. If it wasn't such a good load, I would just say forget it, I don't want to do this one. But it's light and it has over 1,000 miles, so that's a load that I can make money on. And this is a money-making venture. Even though it's inconvenient to the worker. Well, it's 12:30 a.m. and they still can't give me a door. Oh boy. I slept a little bit. Not very much though. There is some movement in there. Just not on mine. I'm still not in the door. Well, they had it loaded within an hour, which is pretty good. So I only got 3 hours of sleep last night, so it's still night. So I'm going to try to get another 3 hours now. I think I'll be able to. Good night, Mary Ellen. Well, I managed to get my 3 hours of sleep, but when you break it up like that, it's not really that helpful. So, but gotta move on. Still in Cincinnati, rolling on to Florida. Let's get going. Well, we're completely stopped. This mushroom truck straight ahead is trying to block the traffic, the four-wheelers from all rushing up on the side like they're doing there. They're so stupid, they think that they can get around him and then they're going to go any faster, but they're going to just completely stop. Really doesn't help to do that, to block the four-wheelers. They're going to do it anyway. We're in Mount Vernon, Kentucky, by the way. Kind of had a snag in our trip here. There's always these snarls and snags in the trip. Whenever you got construction or whatever else. That's just part of it. Here on our trip to Florida, by the way, we did get away out of Cincinnati. Quite a bit of traffic this morning. But we've made it all the way here. Alright, well, we got 149 gallons put in. And that means I'm only getting 5.97. Well, we're done here in Williams, Kentucky. Had to get a little fuel, check the oil. So off we go. I don't know how far we're going to make it today. I'm starting to pick up a little bit after last night's debacle. Of being up all night. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken, but I'm not sleepy. That's the thing that gets me. Then I have to pull over. Not because the government says I have to pull over, because I have common sense.
Take the entrance to the right.
Because I'm sleepy. Hello? It actually went pretty smooth last night. However, if I were going to be a trucker over again, I would definitely want to have my own authority, get my own customers, be able to call them up and do my own thing, because
Continue on this road for a while.
then I could call them and talk like a human and say, hey, I'm going to be late, or I'm going to be early, can you get me? If they couldn't, then I wouldn't go early. You know, I would be able to have that rapport with them. Whereas now there's like two people in between me and the shipper or receiver. There's the broker, and there's my carrier, and then there's me. So it just makes it a little tougher. 67 miles to Knoxville. As we head on our way, continuing to Florida. we just crossed into Georgia, and we're at the scale. We got the green light. Looks like there's an accident here on the left. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten a green light at a Georgia scale through pre-pass before, but I did, so I can't complain about that. See, there's good and there's bad in every day, you know?
Construction ahead.
I had all my bad last night. Come on, pass me, pass me. See, when people linger beside us, it hinders us. We want you to go around us, especially since we're going slow. Thank you, thank you. If you drive a car, just so you know, if you're new to watching these, don't drive next to a truck because a tire can explode. So that's just one reason why you don't want to drive next to a truck, especially the right side, but the left side also. The chances of that happening are not likely, but it could happen. My friend Dawn in Orange County, California, she was driving to work the other day and minding her own business, and she was next to a truck. And the tire exploded, and it literally scared her to death. She had to pull off the road. She got frightened her so bad. That's how loud it is. She told me about that because she knew I was a trucker, and so I think she passes trucks a lot faster now. Well, we're going through Atlanta. They shut down that pilot. It was never big enough anyway, but
What happened?
hi. Oh, they're getting chintzy. It's just a paper one. Now I have to pay 10 or 15 bucks to stay here tonight. And the reason I do that is I guess it's safety. This really is safety. You know, there's safety in numbers being here. Even though, as a company driver, I would not be able to stay here because too many of our drivers get robbed and murdered here, so they don't let the company drivers stay here. Boy, I don't know if I'm gonna stay here or not. Usually you can find a place way, way back here. But maybe not today. Maybe way over there.
That was beautiful.
Why, thank you. By golly, is that a pull-through? If I can get around here fast enough and pull through, it is. But I don't. Pretty sharp turn. We're talking inches on that side. All right. What a day, you know. I'm not as tired as what you'd think. You know, only getting 6 hours of sleep, but I think I'll sleep good tonight. Well, it's 102 here. It's supposed to get down to 71 degrees, so when the sun goes down, it's gonna get a lot cooler. Well, what do we have on the menu for tonight? We have some chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, and rice. That concludes our ride for the day anyway. We're here in Atlanta, so I'm gonna finish eating here and probably watch a movie and go to bed. Get up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in order to make our deadline tomorrow into Orlando. So good night for now.
You're watching Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack. Stay tuned.
Well, we're getting ready to leave Atlanta. Have one more minute on my clock, and then we'll be ready to zoom out of here before the traffic hits. It's been a good night. Spent the night here in Atlanta at the Petra. So let's get rolling down the 75. We're in a little town called Vienna, Georgia. It's quite a busy pilot. There's a lot of field workers here. So they had bus loads of people that pick the fruit in there, just like what we have in California. Someone's got to pick our fruit, so I don't know who they are, but lots of busloads of them in there buying lots of stuff. Well, we've made it to Ocala, Florida here at the Loves, and we're on our 30-minute break here, just kind of wandering around, taking some time out.
Alright, I got Swiss American provolone or shredded.
Ocala is really a trucking hub. A lot of truck stops here, trucks coming in and out. It's known for its lumber, wood, a lot of lumber and wood around here, but you know what's interesting about it? Horses. A lot of horses in this area, and when you drive like on 301, you see nothing but horse farms and ranches. It's really cool. It's a nice area. Well, we're here at the receiver, backing in the door here. All right, we're backing in. I have an air leak. Whenever I release my air, I can feel it through the dashboard. Not feel the air, but I can hear an extra hissing that shouldn't be there. They were actually happy that I'm here. Usually you don't get people that are give any kind of a joy around a truck driver. So when you do, it's really a big deal. So, and I didn't have to wait. So I just drove up and that's it. Well, they finished. So we're getting out of here. You know, I wish that all these shippers and receivers that I'm always complaining about could take lessons from McDonald's, which is where I am now, and Costco. All the Costco's across the country, the DCs, have great attitudes, and they're always friendly, and you're always in and out of there. These people were happy to see me. They give you free coffee. How can we, as truck drivers, and I know I have shippers and receivers that watch this programming also, how can we make it so that organizations, you know, at least treat truck drivers like they're humane? I'm gonna go lurk behind a shopping center and maybe do some video editing.
In 1/4 mile, make a left turn.
That would be a good time for me to tell you, in case you don't know, I make films on the side about trucking adventures. And sure would like to have you subscribe to my page here at YouTube. And that's what I'm going over to edit.
Make a left turn.
Every waking moment that I get, every chance I get, I am editing. I have relatives here, my nephew and stuff, but they're all busy. Everybody is busy these days, so. You're watching Adventures in Trucking with Indiana Jack. Stay tuned. for me, coming to Florida isn't always such a good thing. I have baggage here that has to do with my family and my brothers and my mom and stuff. My two brothers won't speak to each other, and I kind of want them to talk because it breaks up the whole family. So I'm kind of caught in the middle because I want them to talk. I want everyone to work things out. And so coming here where one of my brothers is makes me want to go talk to him, but he really doesn't want to talk to anybody in the family. So I kind of stay away from Florida because of that rift in our family. It's never going to get any better because my parents they're gone. So there's no glue to hold the family together anymore. So here I sit. Well, the rain finally stopped and we're here behind Target in a place called Hunter's Creek. And I'm gonna shut her down here. And those rains, they come really quick and then they go. It's how it is in Florida. And we rolled out of Orlando. Now we're in Ormond Beach. We're gonna spend some time here because it's kind of an important Love's that we're at, and I'll kind of explain that to you, why it's important. The interesting thing about this particular Love's isn't the fact that it's one of the smaller ones. It's because it's in Ormond Beach, and once a year they close it down to trucks and they just allow motorcycles here. It's just not big enough for both. Once a year they have the Harley Davidson get together, whatever it's called, right here in Ormond Beach. So a lot of truckers don't like that because they depend on this fueling station or stopping station just to stop and fuel our trucks and stop. But once a year they do that, and it makes it very inconvenient for the truckers, and that's why they don't like it. Other than that, it's a great place to stop, like today, and fuel up your truck and get something to eat, and then get on your way, just like what we're gonna do here on our trip north to South Carolina. Another thing about this particular Love's, why it's so critical for fueling, is because Orlando doesn't have a place to fuel. It has one cheesy truck stop on Orange Blossom, which I hate going to, but if you had to, I guess you could fuel there, or Lakeland going the other way. So in this case I needed fuel and had to stop here. Had it been the Harley Davidson weekend, though, I'm not sure I could have got in and out in a timely enough fashion. If you drive in Florida, as I do sometimes, we should somehow get someone to build a truck stop in Orlando. If I were Jack Trump, I would do that. But I'm not in the financial category where I can afford to do that. I'm sure the city doesn't want it there, want a truck stop there because of you-know-who with mouse ears. Maybe they could just tear that old scummy one down
In 300 feet,
and refurbish it somehow. I don't know. We just hit Savannah, Georgia, and it says 119 on my dashboard outside. So we're in full-on stealth mode. We got the curtains closed because that's how we keep it the coolest in here, is having curtains closed. We're here for the night in Savannah, Georgia. So until the morning, we'll see you then. Good morning. It's time to draw back the Winnebago curtains. Ooh, it's bright out. The dog next to me is even interested in me opening my curtains. We're all just one big happy family here. Oh no, the trailer ABS light is on. So I'm gonna see if I can go out and reset it and it goes away. This trailer is plagued. If I do that, it'll reset it, and sometimes that'll make the light go off. Like a band-aid, but it works. You know, I never get tired in the mornings, ever. I like coming to Hess stations, Hess truck stops, because we don't have those in the West. So it just, they have stuff here that's like the stuff you'd see in a truck stop, you know, a good old-fashioned truck stop that you don't see much anymore. Since the big guys own everything, Pilot, TA, Petro, the thing is, I've seen some Pilot signs on Hess stations, so I hope Pilot didn't buy these guys. I want some things to be original and unique. Well, we're going to run over here to the receiver and see if they'll take this delivery early. I got myself a pork chop. They had pork chops in there. I don't think I've ever seen a pork chop that big. They grow these here pork chops big in the South. Don't they, goober? Well, the lady in there did not like it. but I only wanted one pork chop and one biscuit. So, when you come to Society Hill, don't ask for a pork chop and a biscuit. Kind of like the Soup Nazi, where, you know, the Soup Nazi wanted you to order exactly the right way. I'll know next time I come here to Society Hill to only order what's on the menu. Even though there's not a soul in sight, it's like, well, we're not in Georgia, so it can't be the zombie apocalypse. But there's literally not a soul around.